Good evening to you, and Champion Brass is exactly what we'll be seeing and hearing in this new series for the next few weeks. Champion sounds from the pick of the Northwest Championship section bands, and that of course means some of the best brass in Britain. This is BBC Television's first ever weekly brass band knockout contest. 8 bands line up for us, out to entertain us and to beat the opposition. And here's the draw for the first rounds. Besses of the Barn against Mirrlees Works Band before your very eyes tonight. Then CWS Manchester against Staley Bridge, the Fairy Band versus Edge Hill from Liverpool, and Wingate's Temperance versus Rochdale. And how's that for quality? Well, in the middle of intense brass band rivalry, somebody, of course, has got to have the courage to pick the winners. Well, our adjudicator for the series is Maurice Handford, the orchestral conductor with an international reputation, but best known, of course, to us for his long association with the Halley Orchestra. Well, there's a television trophy at stake. Every band will play its own choice of music, and 3/4 of Maurice's marks are available for the way it's played, the rest for entertainment value. Tonight, he's got to choose between Besses of the Barn and Mirrlees Works Band, and they meet from very different backgrounds. Besses of the Barn Band inherits one of the greatest traditions in the brass band world. It started 160 years ago in what used to be a quaint old village between Manchester and Bury. Now, from a band room beside a pub, they build on the legend of a band that won virtually everything. One that twice toured the world in the days when bandsmen gave up their jobs and stayed away for months, and to which Edward VII granted the royal prefix. To tradition, they've now added progressive music, open championships, and a busy recording schedule. Mirrlees Works Band, comparatively, is a bit of an upstart, founded a mere 28 years ago. The firm turns out diesel engines for the world from Hazel Grove in Cheshire. It made the first ever British diesel, and since it started making music as well, the band's won 33 prizes. The works manager once lived where bandsmen now practice to a standard which brought them championship status back in 1965, a string of national championship finals appearances, and top prize at the Edinburgh International Contest 3 years ago. Enough of the words, though. Music is what Champion Brass is all about, and tonight that ranges from the Beatles to Offenbach. We tossed up before the programme, and Besses of the Barn get us off to a triumphant start. Under their musical director, Frank Bryce, they open with the Coronation March from Meyerbeer's The Prophets. audience don't appreciate it, we've asked them not to the end of the programme. But even those prophets we've just been hearing about couldn't have foreseen that the Beatles' magic would have been as powerful today as it was a decade ago. Besses of the Barn remind us now that it is, though, with a special arrangement of Norwegian wood. And from Merseyside music to what you might call the Liverpool of Italy, Venice, and to music that stayed fresh for 250 years. Besses of the Barn next play the first movement from Vivaldi's Concerto for Two Trumpets, and they feature Brian Mather and Peter Reed. Finally, as long as Brian and Peter have got time to get back to their places, the one Besses hope is going to clinch things for them. It's a piece written by their own musical director, Frank Bryce, and hopefully called, are you ready, fellas? Yes? Lucky for Some. So, how's that for openers? Besses set the standard. Now, though, Mirrlees Works Band get after them at a smart pace as their musical director, Dennis Carr, parades them with Gordon Langford's arrangement of When the Saints Go Marching In.